So before we look at promoting poetry, let's look at the best way to write poetry. And usually that's a good way to kind of break down the best way to promote it. So the first thing you want to do when you're writing poetry is learn the craft of poetry. You examine the meter, you learn to use different sonic tricks like alliteration, uh, you read a lot of poetry, new poetry, old poetry, weird poetry, poetry that you like and also poetry that you dislike, and try to figure out why it is that you like and dislike stuff. You try out different poetic forms. And a lot of getting started as a poet, there's a lot of imitation that goes on, and that's normal for any kind of art form, whether you're painting, doing photography, whatever. Imitation is the greatest form of flattery, and there's a reason for this because you want to imitate stuff that you like. So you learn the basics, you learn the craft, but if you're a real poet or artist, you'll find yourself wanting to push beyond the basics. And that's when you start to explore the art of poetry. You learn to push yourself in revision. You might risks in the subject matter that you write about, or even the treatments of that subject matter. You might experiment with new styles that you've never tried before. And you may even find yourself, as many contemporary poets do, or I shouldn't say many, but a few do, is creating your own poetic forms if you find that that moves you. And this is common ways that poets push their writing to the next level, is that they start off by learning the basics, getting that all down, and then pushing beyond. I mean, if you look at Pablo Picasso's original paintings, a lot of them did not use the cubism. It was very traditional type of painting, and then he pushed beyond that into his cubist work, which everyone knows Picasso for. The same thing with poets. So this webinar is about creative ways to promote your poetry. So the first thing we want to do is look at how promoting poetry is just like writing poetry. So promoting poetry might seem drastically different than writing poetry, but many successful poets have learned the concepts are essentially the same. First, you learn the basics of promoting poetry, which is something that we're definitely going to do during this webinar. And then you explore the art of promoting poetry. That is, we'll cover the basics and then look at ways that you can push beyond those basics by looking at what other poets have done. So it's essentially the same process when you get down to it between learning the craft and then pushing beyond it when you're writing. That's what we're going to do with promotion here. So we can do this. Let's get down to it.